Hi guys, Nikola Radin Way podcast number 55. Fantastic guests today, two probably top elite kickboxers worldwide, Sergej Maslobojev and Andrei Stoica, left and right. And two probably the best or worldwide known coaches for striking and kickboxing. On my left, Daria Albers from Poland, former kickboxer. And on the right, my dear friend and organizer of this wonderful striking camp here in Novi Sad, Miša Bačulov, former kickboxer and very well-known striking and kickboxing coach. I want to remind you also that in Nikola Radin Way podcast number 54, if you haven't seen it, the guest was Jiří Prohaska, MMA fighter for the UFC, who is having a title shot in May this year, and we wish him all the best in fight against Glover Teixeira. Before we start, I have to say thank you to the sponsor of this episode of Nikola Radin Way podcast, which is Kregatin. This is a new stuff in the market. Actually, it's like creatine, but better. All of you probably know what creatine is. It's better because it comes to the cell in 4 different ways, not only on one way as a creatine normally. It doesn't collect so much water in your muscles. It's beautifully packed in these little portions that you can take daily before or after the practice. Also, my dear friend Miša Bačulov has started his sportswear. He was always very creative in that way. And we have also now Running Carnage sportswear. We are going to give as a gift today one of these beautiful hoodies of the Running Carnage sportswear. You see I'm also wearing one of the t-shirts of that new sportswear company run by Miša. And in order to get this gift, you have to subscribe the channel and you have to leave the comment below. We're also going to give as a gift a couple of these Kregatin gifts that we got from our sponsors. Now I can move to our dear guests who are here with us in Novi Sad already for a week and staying a few more days. As I said, on my left, Sergej Maslobojev, one of the best kickboxers in the world, at the moment ranked number 3 in the Glory. We all know what that means. The man who was a world champion, the man who is a pride of Lithuania in a certain way, who is someone who is coming from that relatively small country, but fighting on the highest level. Sergej, thank you very much for coming to my podcast, and thank you very much for being our guest here in Novi Sad.
It's my pleasure really to be here. I'm always looking for something new, for some new experience, for new people, and always trying to learn from everybody. So being here, it's like a gift from heaven, you know? Because a lot of new people here, a lot of new sparring partners. Even it was great to have a sparring session with Andrei Stoica. It's a long time. I watched his career and how he compete. It was really great, to show my style to him and to feel his style of me. And the great coaches that always do not usual stuff, not always press like work hard. It was the first time. I had a coach that told me, if you feel like it, just rest. Just don't press yourself. Relax. And it was really like, wow, something new.
Something new, yes. And probably something right,
Yeah.
Because always pushing too hard is not probably the best way.
When you feel yourself, not pressing yourself, because you can go, burned out. So it was, really a pleasant surprise for me, and I really felt better after.
Yes, I have to mention that there was not only Andrei Stoica there for you. There were many great kickboxers from all around, I think from 11 different countries. I have to mention also the guy from Estonia, for example, Uku Jurendal, who is a very, very strong fighter, and you can probably all guys train with such a guys. Also, our Canadian guy who lives here in Novi Sad, Olivier Langelois-Ross, who is actually Canadian, but he became somehow our boy here because he's a member of Running Carnage team. I think we had like maybe 10 heavyweights in this camp, which is not so usual for
usually
kickboxing camps.
I'm the only fatty in my gym.
Really,
Yeah,
you're the biggest, right?
Yeah, we call everybody that who's under 80 and up fatties, you know, fat guys.
I got it. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you have 6 or 8 abs, you're still a fat guy because you're the biggest.
Yes, that's so funny. Listen, you are in a fighting sport and in the martial arts almost all of your life. What does it?
No, actually not.
Really, when did you start it with the kickboxing?
I started when I was 18 years old only.
So late, actually, for a professional athlete.
Yeah, it's so late, and everybody told me that it's too late. And but I had a dream when I was a kid. I had my older brother. When I was in the kindergarten, he was 7 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And when our parents worked and I was with him all the time, he kicked my ass all the time, And I remember that one day he kicked my ass so hard I was crying, and I was telling him, I will tell my parents how you act with me.
Okay.
And then he kicked my ass so hard that I understood that in my life I don't have to wait for someone to help me. I have to get my shit together and to do my life better by myself. Yes. Don't ask for help. Later, when my brother passed away, he drowned. When I was little. Yeah. Still, I had that dream to one day to become a real man,
Mm-hmm.
Not a little boy with a lot of tensions and a scared boy, but a real man that can stand for himself and for the others. And in the streets, I never had problem to stand for myself. I have plenty of fights. Actually, my nose is a little bit looking to the side,
mm-hmm.
but it's from the streets.
It's not from the sport.
No, not from the sport. I never was. They never broke my nose when I get in the sport. I broke many noses, but they didn't. But when I was 15 and 16, I was caught in street fights and massive street fights. So things happened there. But only when I was 18, the life was giving me the opportunities to go to the gym. I don't know why, but I believe that I cannot go to the gyms where professional guys are training. I had, some complex, I was scared. I don't know what I was scared of,
mm-hmm.
but now I understand. Now when I
when you reflect back.
Yeah, and I'm learning the psychology and everything. I understand that those words was someone else put those words in my head. You cannot go there. Uh-huh. They're gonna break you. They're gonna smash you, kill you. You're gonna be, stupid. You're gonna be criminal. You're gonna be everything worse that can be. It's gonna happen to you, and I really was afraid of that. I wasn't afraid to get in a street fight when you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, which is actually really dangerous.
Worse. It's worse. But there I had some problems, mental problems to go there, and the life gave me plenty of opportunities. So a few guys brought me there, and actually when I just had my first training session, I understood that there's no monsters training there.
Absolutely.
Nobody wants to kill me. And the first thing that I noticed when I come to the gym, nobody knows me. I don't know nobody. They just stand up and say, "Hi."
Yes.
They show respect. Yeah. And it was like, whoa. Is it possible? Then when the training started, nobody wanted to kill me. Nobody wanted to injure me. They told me, put your hands up, they helped me to become better. And then I understood that I had to be here many years ago. Yeah. But don't cry about that was the past. Think about the future. And I give myself a word that I won't go out of here with my own two legs. They have to carry me out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah, I think we all had that experience with the martial arts gyms, and many people are still, very afraid, when they hear, oh, he's training that kind of sports, whatever. Yeah. It's very often connected with aggression, but in the way, it's contrary, right?
Of course, and in our years right now, it's different. Before in 90s, if you do martial arts, you're 100% criminal. Yeah. Because the old martial art gym was in the
red light somehow or whatever.
В подвалах, underground. Yeah. It was underground, and only the small groups of people can train there. And if they train there, they have to. There was no competition at that time, so they showed their skills where they don't have to show them. But now we see many people coming to the gyms and to train. Doctors, politics, advocate,
lawyers,
lawyers, a lot of stuff, a lot of people, a lot of different.
From a different walk of life.
Yes. So sorry, my English isn't so good.
No, come on.
It's my it's my first podcast in English. So
good.
So
you're doing great so far.
Thank you. So times changed, and there is no aggression in this sport. Actually, I'm the only one, I think, in my country that is speaking about it. That I stopped being aggressive when I become a fighter.
Yes, it happens very often.
We all did.
Yeah, because yes. I knew that I don't get pride, fame, and money by throwing my hands in the streets. I can get injured. I will get problems with the police. I have to pay someone later. So why I need to do it?
Yeah,
there is competition. If you want to, check yourself, go to other gym, go to sparring, go to camps, go to competition. You can get everything there. And after trainings, I'm like soft as a baby. No aggression, no anger. I leave all my anger at the gym.
Yeah, and even sadness.
Everybody has anger inside of them.
Absolutely.
Maybe some people talk that they don't have, that they are not aggressive and everything, but still, yes, like you said, sadness, frustration and everything. You can't leave it in the gym. Yeah. All the best psychiatrists say that the best antidepressant pill is by hitting the bag, the pads, or just sparring.
Yes, absolutely, I agree with that. We're going to talk a little bit later also about your future plans in the Glory. You're doing great in that fantastic organization. But now I have to move to the other friend of mine and also former, many times world champion in kickboxing, Andrei Stoica, who I do know for many, many years already. Over Miša, we did some camps already together. We had this fantastic one once in Montenegro. I'm sure you remember it. It was really beautiful. And Miša is always putting all these camps and getting togethers in a fantastic way. Andrei, you also have in front of you still some serious fights to do. You were a contender for the belt, for the title in one championship shortly before the Corona started, and unfortunately that fight never took place. You're about to sign a new contract now.
It did took place later.
But later.
But later.
All right.
It did took place. But it didn't took place when we prepared for it.
It took place in short notice.
On short notice, 2 weeks or something like this.
I'm going to tell you the story.
Yes, you're going to tell me that story, and you're going to tell me the story about your future plans as well, because you're about to sign a new contract now with one championship in Singapore. And before we move to that, I must say that you are one of the jolliest fighters, maybe even the jolliest, really, from all the fighters I have ever met. You always have smile on your face. Whatever you do, if it's a practice or a fight, it looks like this is absolutely for you no problem. It's like you're having so much fun and joy all the time. How do you do that?
First of all, thank you for your invitation. I was watching your podcast a lot of times and I liked it. You really handle very well.
Thank you.
And
thank you, sir.
Like I like to be relaxed. I like to be, when I work, I like to have some fun over it. You know, I don't like it. I take it serious, but I try to combine serious with some fun, relaxing. You know, not doing it so hard in your mind. And Miša knows the best. You know. Mm-hmm. That's the way I like it. No? Very good. That's the way I like it. And
you know, if you love what you do, then you do it with a smile. And Andrei loves what he does, and he shows it in the ring and outside. And that he has very good energy, and he attracts everything with it. That's why you always have a feeling. But even when he's not always happy, he's not always jolly, but what he expresses is always only that.
Yes, that's true.
So many times when I come to training, maybe I'm not in the best mood. Maybe I like to sit a little, rest before training. But when the training starts, okay, I get my energy and I'm gonna work. You know. I'm gonna work, and I put hard work in it, even if I'm tired or I'm not in the mood.
Yes, very good.
Yes. So another question.
How are the plans for the future? Yes, sure. How are the plans for the future? What is now going on with you and the One Championship?
Well, they offer me a new contract these days, and I'm gonna sign it. And I hope I'm gonna have good fights. I'm gonna win it, and I'm going to fight again for the title shot, because the last time I fought, they gave me a short notice, you know, in 2 weeks. To fight, and was not good. It was not good at all, because
you had no time to prepare.
You were in that reality show before that for one month.
I've been in a reality show. I've been in a fight 2 days before they gave me the fight. So it was everything was a bad luck for me. Bad luck that fight, you know. But it passed. I wasn't in a very good condition, but I don't take it. I don't want to say it like an apology or something, but everything will change if I'm gonna be in a very good condition. I'm gonna have a proper training camp. No?
Absolutely, yes. So, I'm sure.
But I'm glad that I made it that way. And sometimes fortune
goes like this.
Goes like this with you, or sometimes you have bad luck.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Daria, we have also one fantastic lady here with us tonight, a former professional kickboxer, and Daria started her coaching career already a couple of years ago. And what I love about her way of coaching is that is so unique. She's always trying to put some new things into it, to mix the martial arts, to mix the sports of kickboxing with some other stuff. How does it work for you? What is it? Where do you want to go as a coach? What is it that you are combining actually with regular kickboxing practice?
So first, thank you for having me, and I'm in great company here with the good boys, and thanks for having me. Yeah, you know, I'm the woman here also, so can't do it like all the guys do it, have to have my own way on doing stuff. And as you know, I'm a kickboxing coach, but I'm also a peak performance psychologist. So I always put philosophy and psychology into it. There is no martial arts without philosophy and without psychology. And I think what Sergej also said, you know, the path of a warrior, the path of a fighter, it's martial arts, it's philosophy also. You cannot do our sport without combining it with philosophy, right? That's what we grow. So every fighter, at the end of their career, they're a philosopher, because you will go so deep. You have to go into the deepest of your soul, right? You have to also, with people around, you build tribes, you build communities, you learn being a human on such a different level, such a deeper level. And I combine that, and I live that, right? I empower people. That's, as a peak performance psychologist, that's what you do. I want all of them, all of us, to be our best. That's the only thing we can do, right? And you know that. Yes. I live it, I believe it, and I don't want to do anything else. I think this is what we're here. We're born to be our best. We're born to step into our biggest potential. And when I look at Miša, I just feel so much love, because we created something what is very unique, right? As we always say, we're yin and yang, yes. Right? I needed him also, right? Let's not lie, right? Me as a female coach in the sport, yes, as you know, I trained the best guys in the world, but I always needed someone who's like a strong brother over me, who gives me also the space to act, right? When I'm on the stage, when I'm on the mat, you guys know it, I perform, it's all good, but I needed him. I need all of those guys to step up also for me. And I think that's a beautiful thing about our sport also, that we accept of who we are, right? It is what it is. I'm a female here in a male-dominated sport, and we build it, these connections, right? That we can thrive together, and I bring my feminine energy in it, right? I bring the psychology, I bring the mental performance into it, right? And they bring the brute strength and the violence. And that's what it is, right?
You want to say now that we are only brute strength and violence, and you're the brain?
I know.
Apologize.
I'm so sorry. No, right? But that's how it is, right?
No. No. You see? And who is the brute strength now and the violent one?
Right? Yeah. But that's what you need, right? That's where we want to go. So in the future, you know a little bit of what I'm doing. So I'm combining, I want to bring mental health, mental performance, the philosophy of our sports and psychology out to the world, right? To free the warrior spirit for people. Because we are fighters, we are lucky, we are in a group, but there are kids out there, there are people out there, they do not have this group, they do not have the knowledge. So my life is dedicated to teach psychology, mental strength, mental toughness for everybody. And I want to change the world with that. And I'm using technology, we go into blockchain technology now, to bring all the knowledge of this experience of what we're doing to the world. So yeah, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, is it always understood in the right way what you want? What are you doing, or sometimes do you have problems with placing actually your way of coaching?
You know what? Not anymore, because I'm for such a long time. I'm 21 years in the sport. Everybody knows me. Everybody knows. If they don't know me, maybe what I'm doing exactly. Mm-hmm. And I talked with Sergej about that. It's like she's like, you're everywhere. You know this, you know that, and I have a very good network. So now it's okay. But at the beginning, and we all know that, super hard. The guys told me like, you can sweep the floor. When I started, I said, oh, I want to teach a seminar, just kickboxing, not even speaking about mental performance, right? They were like, yeah, okay, Daria, you can, but we don't pay you. And if someone shows up, good for you, but that's it, right? And I had to swallow so many times. I had to like just put my foot into the door so many times, and people disrespected me. Before that, of course they disrespected me. I was around the guys, and they were like, yeah, okay, cool. When do you find a husband? Where do you just make some kids? You're a beautiful lady, Daria, that's it, right? So it was super hard. But then it's with everything. Every of our career, you start at the beginning, they don't take you serious. And then you grow and you come up with a completely new system. And now people are like, oh, wow, this is crazy, this is good, this is great. We bring in it to all different levels, all different companies, and people get it because I'm authentic too. I had to learn that too, right? I thought I have to be tough. I thought I have to be like very, very serious because I was the girl. So when I was coaching the half of my career, I was like super serious. I wanted to be a man, right? You had to be between the man, you have to be tougher than the man. Of course it doesn't work because I'm a female. And the feminine energy is there. Why are they following me? Probably not because I'm super strong, right? I can't force them to do anything. If I lead the training, they follow me because I'm authentic. And they know I'm a little crying baby sometimes, and I cry to all of them. You know, I show my heart, but it doesn't take away, right? It doesn't take away from my skills, from me being a powerful human.
It gives, you know, it gives us, I have the feeling when I'm in the gym with you guys, it gives a special flavor to the whole training. And one short question before I move to Miša. You've been training also with Israel Adesanya, right? Mm-hmm. Are you going to give me his number so that I can call him in the podcast?
Of course.
Good girl,
no problem.
Thank you.
Of course.
Miša Bačulov. Miša Bačulov.
Always doing business.
Yeah. Oh, no. Always thinking about tomorrow too.
He will tell you.
In the front of the camera.
Yeah, he's becoming our student.
You can't say no.
He's one special man, that I can tell you.
Very, I know
very
so.
special,
I know that.
Absolutely,
I know that. I mean, it's easy to see that. 6 days before this fantastic camp was about to start, Miša called me, and I was here in the gym, and he said, "Dude, I have a lung infection, you know, and I'm taking antibiotics." And I thought, Jesus, you know, like in 5 days, the people are going to start coming, you know, and is he going to be capable of doing it? But Miša Bačulov is someone who is always pushing over the limit. So not even a lung infection,
What's a lung infection?
made him stop doing this. It was like nothing for him, you know. And the Monday when the camp started, he was there. Strong
and violent, strong and
violent as he always is. And how do you do it actually? From where do you take all this energy to work with the fighters, to organize the camps, to be a father of 3 beautiful daughters, to run this gym, to run the gym below, to be such a great friend to all of us?
It's just who I am. I was like that all the time, you know. I'm listening to Sergej's stories, how he was little and he was bullied by his brother, and how his brother died. We had the same story. I was bullied by my brother. I was a small, fat kid with feet deformity, and I had to fight through all of this. And I also started kickboxing when I was 18, and I also fight in the streets. So I heard a lot, but there are a lot of similar stories in the people that made something. You know, we had to go through some sort of hell to go, and through that hell, either you learn how to be capable, you learn how to fight, you learn how to go to your place, or you be burned, you know, you disappear. So this is what created all of us. And we are all the same in some way, only we have different paths, you know. They have a path of a champion, you know, he has a path that he has a different, Daria is here, and my path is to be organizer, to be leader, to gather people around, you know. Yeah. And it's my life mission, you know. I always dreamed of being some sort of a hero, like all of us when we were kids. And after a few attempts of flying out to my neighbor's tree, and I broke my hand a couple of times, and try lifting the car, I saw that I don't have superpowers, so I have to build myself to be something else. So I created, I created like discipline to work on myself every day, hard, to become what I want to be.
Yeah, but you're not working only on yourself, you're working on the others. You are actually making other people become better, not only in professional sport. You know, you were organizing short before New Year's Eve, you were organizing a charity for children, collecting all these packages. You collected, I think, 1,700 of these that put a smile.
Christmas presents.
Yes, Christmas present that put a smile on so many children faces. It was actually for the children that I also work with, the children who are disabled and children with special needs. You organize also your own kickboxing events. You organize camps at least 2 times a year, winter and summer, big international camps. So it's not only that you are working on yourself, it's that you are giving it also to the others. And is it maybe from where then the energy comes back?
Yeah, no, but Nikola, you have to realize that to be able to teach somebody something, I have to teach myself. So I had to go through this hell of a road to come here to realize that by doing this, I'm happy. If I wasn't happy of what I do, I wouldn't be able to do it, you know, and I wouldn't be able to give them my energy because I would be like miserable with myself. When the hardest thing I had to learn in my life is how to be happy. You know, first it was like I had to earn money. And I earned money, and I had like a lot of money, and I said, money makes me miserable because, you know, you see people in different light when you have the money. You know, then I literally threw it all away. Started anew, started doing charity, started doing this, and you know, through all of these things that I did, I got stabbed in the back, knocked down, betrayed, all of the bad things. And you know, when you experience something like that, if you want to continue, you have to learn and get the best of it. What's the best of it? And then I just put myself in my mode. Now, just collected the things, like picked the things from all these things that I did, what makes me whole and what I like to do, and just combined it in once and started going. And I have this crazy schedule that I do every day. I wake up 5 o'clock, I do this, and I do it every day. I never change it. You know, wherever I go, I always try to be true to it. And by being true to it, you know, I build myself and I empower myself also, and through that I can empower other people.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
And that's all. And listen, my goal was never to create champions. You know, belts. People forget that you're a champion. Medals, you lost it in time. You know, when you stop fighting, people just remember, were you a fighter, or were you some guy that had some. You know, people remember the character of the person. They don't remember what you won. They remember how you were. And my goal is to create, to awaken people, to teach them how to be champions of their lives. Some organizations, and through that they will be.
Yeah. How was for you, you know, to work with those 2 champions in the last week, and
it's amazing.
Also with all other guys, not.
It's amazing. I made a post the other day that it's a blessing, you know, when I work with him and talk to him, and I know that I watched his fights before that, and I admired him. You know, I watched him first time in K1 in Zagreb. I was ringside. You know, he was fighting like a great fight, and before that I heard of him, and then I followed his career to Super Combat and that. And Maslobojev, I knew him a little bit as an amateur, but the first time I saw it, I was ringside when he fought Plazibat, and I was like, wow, you know, who is this guy? And then when you know, get this big impression and you follow somebody, you admire them, and then they come to you, no, they show you some respect that they have with me. No, you give respect back for things I do. That this is what gives me an energy, and I learn a lot from both of them. You know, and not from them, from all the people that came with their status in my gym, like Nathan Corbett. Nathan Corbett was like one of my idols. My dream was to fight him. You know, he was.
I'm sure Nathan is very sad that he's not here with us.
Yeah.
Big hug to Nathan Corbett, our dear friend.
We're in touch almost every day. You know,
yeah.
And to be able to greet him here, to make him part of my family, part of my gym, part of my life. You know, and to be able to call him brother it's a big title for me. For me, bigger title is to be his friend and his friend, than to be the world champion.
Yes,
you know,
that's
because
really.
This is what stays in life.
That's really nice. and true. How do you guys do with, we are now 2 years in this Corona mode, so maybe we can go like from left to right. Daria, what are these 2 years? How were they for you, and how hard it was, or maybe how good it was for some things? How did you survive these last 2 years?
You know, for me personally, it was the best time of my life because I'm an introvert and I like sitting at home and researching stuff, and I couldn't go out. So I.
You must be joking, right?
No.
Really?
No.
No, she's not.
You know.
Just finish.
That's it. Yeah. It is what it is, right? You have to do also what you can. Like you can't find what should you do. You fight it. You cry over it. You be like, oh, I can't go out. I can't do this. I can't do that. Obviously. As you know, I'm a quite despot to the government, so I always do something. I'm definitely not supporting what happens here right now, that they lock us up. But
are you mostly in Germany or in Poland?
Poland.
This time?
Poland.
Poland, yes.
So I came up with a whole new mental performance program. It's called the Mindful Athlete Program. And I brought it, I mean, the performance program was there. I was teaching it at seminars and workshops. And then Corona came, couldn't do anything. I didn't go for 2 years to America, which I usually spent a half year or 4 months a year in New York with my teams and my clients, so I couldn't do that. So I just sit down and wrote down a whole online program, and now we teach it to the world. So it was for me my purpose. I brought it even more out in the world. Financial was very good for me. You have to do what you can do, right? You have to be smart about it.
To make the best out of it. Yeah. How was it for you, Sergej, the last 2 years?
It was terrible. Actually, it was terrible because you know, I just get on my peak of my performance, and I started to dream about the main goal of my life. I think to be number one, ranked in the world, and everything stopped. But then I started to think, okay, we're in a situation like this. What we can, you know, do the best for ourselves. And I started to do a lot of things. I did seminars, I visited young guys and grown-ups in jails and in a lot of different organizations. And I talk, I share my story. And I understand that what's driving us forward is to have a goal, a goal that not only is good for yourself, but what you can leave after yourself. If you can do what you love, what you like, and if that thing makes the world a better place, it sounds ridiculous. Like you're fighting, and how can you make a world a better place? But by fighting, I make myself a name, and with that name, many people start to listen. If I would be, you know, some guy from the street,
nobody would care what you have to say.
Yeah, and now they listen, and I tell them my story. That I tell them my mistakes, how I grew up. Like I told you, I was like a not such a good kid. But I was there, and I'm not afraid to convince myself that I did bad stuff. But now when I'm in the position where I am, I can say for them what is right and what is wrong, what I see in all the stuff that happened around me. And I did a lot of stuff in my life, so now I know what to pick, you know, and what is good and what is bad. So I think at that period, mostly I tried to grow my inner world. But then they let us fight, and I was half year like just going all myself, just jump to the training, to the preparation. But it was really hard work. I had 2 fights. Fight in Glory, fight in KOK. And after that, to be honest, I just burned out. Wow. Yeah. I didn't want nothing. It was too much for me. Just, you know, doing a lot of stuff, doing podcasts, doing a channel on YouTube for Lithuanian people. doing a lot of plenty stuff. But training was on the second part. And then this training started 2-3 times a day, almost every day. Sunday is the sauna day. Except Sundays, every day. I was like working like hell. And I just burned out. And actually I didn't want to come here too. Because I was like sick from sports. Last days I would go to the gym, my hands were shaking. And just thinking about the gym, my hands were shaking. And my wife told me, go. You need to go. I don't want to. If you still plan to compete in this sport, I don't want to see you anymore as way as I saw you the last fights. When you were like with no face, it wasn't
no desire,
no desire, no nothing, no purpose. Yeah, you just go there like for work. That's it. She said, go. And like I always say it on my seminars, that a life is a beautiful thing. When you open to it, it gives you presence and a lot of magical stuff. Like,
yes.
Like for many years, I was looking for a person or for a technique that will help me to build my brain, to make it stronger. And Daria coming. I knew her for 7 years. Yeah, 7 years. 7 years, and I always like saw her photos, or with her mom, or with her dogs, or with her, or with fighters.
Yes. Those 3 things.
Who is she?
Yeah.
I know. We just like chat one time, and after that I saw a lot of photos, but I didn't know who she is. And now when I come to this camp and I see her, and she said, I work on the mental part with fighters.
Fantastic.
I was like, whoa. And again, I proved myself again that those words that I'm saying to myself and to others are right. When you're searching, when you put your minds there, the chances are coming back.
Fantastic. So I hope you're now totally on the way to find this passion again. And this passion is something that is going to give you joy and happiness for sure.
Everything in life happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Everything.
We all had hard times, We are trying to do whatever we want, but it was not a normal situation, and I hope it's gonna get over very soon. And but we can also be proud on ourselves. I think that we managed through it, every single one in his own way or in his own manner. How was it with you, Andrei Stoica, these 2 years? It cost you actually maybe a title even in one championship. Well, but you don't look depressed to me because of that. I'm glad because
I'm okay. A few years ago, I thought to myself that, and I was forcing myself to not take the things too serious, because it's very good for us fighters that we don't take the things too serious. Only the work we take it serious, but other things not so serious, because it make us more relaxed, for fight.
Absolutely.
And but for me, Corona at the beginning was I was very how you say,
disappointed.
Very disappointed, because I was here in training camp preparing for the pre-clear fight, and Corona came, all the work closed, and I was this week I was training here for a title shot, and next week I was back home, not allowed to get out of the house, only with paper. I said, what the fuck? And but I after that a few months spending time with family, kids, around the house, making
Pancakes for the
making
kids.
omelette, cleaning the house, you know, the things Misha does usually.
On a daily basis. On a daily basis. Yeah.
On a regular basis.
But I took it like rest time, you know, because I was in training, preparing very hard, and then everything stopped. I was taking like rest time. But for my opinion, but I didn't have too much fights. A lot of things happened, you know. Sponsors got away. Gym was closed. My gym was closed. The kids stayed at home, not going to school. Everything was too much at that moment, you know. But now, when I see how things evolved, like now with all the restrictions worldwide. You have to go if you want to get out of the country. You have to show PCR, QR test, yes, QR test, and everything. I think now is worse than at the beginning. Yeah. At the beginning was everyone is home. Yeah. Everyone stays home. Everything is locked. You know.
It's the same for everybody.
Yeah. But now is worse than.
Why do you think? Because there is like the people are divided. Who can do what? Every country is different.
But anyway, even me, I'm vaccinated. I have three doses. Yeah, I still have to. If I am going to countries like Serbia now, at the border I have to show PCR test, even if I'm vaccinated. Why? You know. Yeah. So, for my opinion, now it's worse than at the beginning. At the beginning, it was something like in movies, you know, something new for us, and
like a B class.
But now
movie.
how it's
B-class movie.
Yeah. But now how it's how the things evolving, I don't like it. I don't like it now, you know. Yeah. I try to comply to the rules, but
nobody likes.
I don't know. I don't know how it will be. Well, I'm trying to manage things very well, but I don't like it.
Yes, you're quite famous in Romania, and you were also part in this time now of that reality show, famous reality show in Romania. How was it, that experience for you as an athlete, sportsman?
Yeah.
Suddenly you were locked down, you know, with another people for a month and a half, right?
Yeah, a month and a half. Yeah, I went to a lot of reality shows. But this one has something special. You know, it was in time of Corona. It was in time of Corona, and there we had no restrictions. Like I spent one month and a half in a house full of persons, like in a farm, you know. And all the day you had to work, like garden, taking care of animals, you know.
The usual stuff that Misha do.
Daily. Yeah, but I.
You only add it to my resume. No.
Don't worry about it. We are in front of cameras.
I'm growing, you know.
We are in front of cameras.
Except
that you are a good coach.
Yeah.
If
plus
anyone,
a good farmer and a good husband. And a good father.
Yeah.
I'm good at everywhere. I'm multifunctional.
Anyway, it was a very nice experience for me because. Many people, like Misha told that at some point no titles matters, no doesn't matter how many fights did you won, or it matters character, and all of the people saw that I have a nice character, you know, and that's what's the most important for me. I didn't win, I was in final. I didn't win because something happened, like in reality shows. But everyone saw the meaning of what a true sportsman looks like, you know, and what kind of character can sport build it, no? Can build, and that was my Corona time.
Yeah, let's hope it's going to be soon over and we're going to see you with one championship belt. Misha, how was it with you?
With me, at first, like financially and business-wise, was a disaster. because time before Corona was the best time for my gym. As you know, I have a franchise. We open gyms in Switzerland, Macedonia, Montenegro. You know, I was about to open one in Spain, and my gym is full. I opened. I took another place downstairs and opened a new gym. Invested a lot of money in it. You know, and reached everything to like a big level, and then suddenly stopped. And only started to eat money. And business-wise, it was a disaster, but spiritually, it made me grow a lot. I was alone in my house, and since I heard that we were going to be locked, I took everything out of the garage and made a gym in my garage, and decided to work on myself. So I trained every day like a maniac, you know, 8-7 times a day, you know, rebuild myself, learn new things, connected with Miloš Šarčev that helped me with my body transformation, physique. They taught me about supplementing, dieting. Like, you know, I learned a lot of new things. I did a lot of. I worked on my Instagram page, grew a lot. Did a lot of podcasts. Read a lot. You know, I really, literally, it was a time for myself. First time in many years that I could actually have time to work on myself. You know, so it was like this. You know, it took something, but it gave something back. And now, you know, now we're just waiting for it to be in some way over, so we can continue like from the bigger stage to where we left.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like,
in 5 years.
Where do you want to be in 5 years? Yeah.
Listen. I always have some sort of a goal, but I never set a time period, because if I set a time period, then I'm going to be disappointed in it if I don't come there in 5 years. You know, I always want to be a better version of myself, and I don't count the time. You know, I always, as you said, I always work on myself. I find an energy to do something new, and whatever comes to my mind as an idea or as a project, I'm not waiting to do it. I just do it. You know. I get an idea today, okay, I'm going to make like I did with Battle.net, online fight shows, this. I started doing it. It didn't work, but I did it. I made one show, did it, saw that people are not interested in investing. Yeah, let's go move forward. I'm always going from project. Now I started this sportswear project, plus all the things that I'm doing. Everything is, you know, for me, everything is running. I never allow myself to stop.
Very
never.
Cool stuff.
So Corona, no Corona.
Yeah. Fuck it. If you would have, I mean, you are also, I mean, our host here in Running Carnage. If you would have one question to ask, for example, Sergej, what would you ask him as a host? What is it that interests you for such a character?
Like a character question or career-wise question or any kind of question?
Any kind of question, whatever. It's what is it that interests you about him, and that you maybe in this week still?
Yeah, no, I have a question that I've been planning to ask him. Is the question you asked me? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
It's a question that makes you, you know, sweat.
Yeah, no. Yeah. That's why I asked.
Because it's a serious and interesting question. Like, I had plenty of goals in my life, and after each goal, if my goal now is a competition, yeah, a fight, I go there. I do what I need to do, and I don't celebrate, and I don't, you know, be like proud of myself or anything. The first thing that I just accomplish it, I ask to myself, okay, what's next? What's next? A few years ago, maybe a little bit more than a few years ago, the main goal was being top 10. After I become top 10, I told myself, okay, now top 3, or no, top 5. After I become top 5, I said to myself, top 3. And after, now I'm in the top 3 in the world, I said, I want the crown. I want the crown. And I have to learn to manage the small things, like I saying all the time that when you're in the top level, only the millimeters are matters, because everybody's know everything, but only who manage those small things and combine them together is the best one. So for now, my next goal is to be number one in the world, and after that we will see, because I have big plans what I will do with my name. But I want to do, good stuff, and help a lot of people too.
Very nice.
So you want to inspire? Yeah. Inspire.
Yes.
Goal is to inspire to it. Okay.
Yes. And you said Sunday was for sauna. Today is Sunday, and you're gonna go later on probably in sauna in the afternoon.
Woohoo.
And those are those little joys of life that are so important that you probably want to.
Yeah. If you every day you're like. In the gym with the guys, but you don't have that kind of connection. You just go there for the work. But in the sauna, if you get a lot of good people that you can charge energetically, energy, get the good energy, good vibes, good ideas, then if you get a tradition like this at Sundays, then the Monday starts to be the best day of the week.
Yeah.
Because usually everybody hates Mondays.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you do everything right and you spend Sunday by recharging with the good vibes, good energy, good people, good thoughts, you can't wait for Monday, because hold my beer. I'm going to work.
Yes. Daria is very good in that. She is also teaching mindfulness and mindfulness training. And what is it, Daria, that you want to give through the mindfulness to the fighters, actually, to understand all that power of being in the moment and enjoying the moment in the best way?
Yeah, I mean, you adjust your best when you're fully present, right? Because when you're not fully present, let's say, what is awareness, right? Being here with no judgment in the present moment, right? And that's a skill, and we all need that, right? So when your mind is full of interferences, we call them psychology interference, right? It can be your thoughts, can be your emotions. It's what we were talking about, old programming, right? We all programmed, but from our childhood with some shit, right? We're full of shit on our mind, and that's interference, right? That will, of course, never bring you to your full potential. Right? So presence and mindfulness, it's a mental skill, right? To be here in the now, and then, but also what Andrei said, right? You need presence to be like, okay, this is when I work, and I'm present in my work, but this is when I have fun, this is when I have rest, and I'm 100% in it, right? Because life happens just in the present moment. When we are here, we need to be 100% here. As how many times did you go somewhere, you talk to someone, but you're not present? You talk to them an hour or two, and it might really be an interesting person, interesting conversation, but you can't control your attention, right? That's a mental skill. You can't, your concentration goes everywhere, right? Your mental time traveling into past, future, blah, blah, blah. So you miss the talk, you miss the opportunity, and you miss. So when Sergej says recharge yourself, how do we recharge? When we're 100% present in the fight, in the training, but also in regeneration and relaxation. And that's a disease of our culture. Why do we have depressions? Why do we anxieties? All those psychological issues we have, most of it is because we unlearned the skill of being present. We're everywhere. We're everywhere at the same time. So we lose the moment. We lose the quality of life, right? We don't connect deeply to life, and that's why mindfulness and presence and attention training is the base of everything. It's the base of your life quality. And then your potential, our potential.
I think this is essential what you said, and this is helping me also so much in my own life, like if I feel whatever bothers me, then I go into that safe place of the exact moment. And one more thing that Andrei said, which I think is so extremely important, not to take everything so serious, because at the end of the day, it's not, And Andrei's, maybe he learned it, maybe he's a natural talent for it, but it's obvious that he can deal with that in a fantastic way.
Let me just say one more thing, because I think it's really important for the people. Everything that's in your mind, right, it's a mental skill. We all understand that when we train our mental skills, our physical skills, you get extremely strong, whatever you want, right? You get the right coach, the right program, and you get there. And it's the same with mental skills. And this is what I'm teaching to the kids, to the people, to the athletes, to the peak performers, right? The mental skill of controlling your mindset, right? Having the right mindset, of regulating your emotions, right? It's a skill. In our culture, we don't get teach. We teach math and all that stuff in school, but we don't teach how to learn to deal with our brain, right? With our emotions. And that's why we have a weak community now. We have weak people. We have an epidemic of weak people, right? And we need to step up as humanity. We need to get up and learn our mental skill and create little warriors, right? Government doesn't like it, right? But this is what we all do, and that's why we're doing much greater things than people want to see with the sport, with when we inspire as fighters or as in talking as coaches in the mental performance, right? The way we are, we empower people.
I just have to add, but before this, people like Daria came to teach and to talk about this. We all had to go to it through experience and through mistakes and through falls. You know, nobody teaches from somebody else. You know, I saw how he works, and I'm gonna do it because my way isn't the same as his way. You know, we have to go through our own journey to fall 100 times, to learn and to be wise as you can. But through this, you know, people evolving, science is evolving, everything is evolving. And to this, you don't have to fall so many times to learn something, you know?
Yeah.
And the same,
you just have to calm your ego, because ego is the biggest problem with fighters and all the people. They don't want to hear. You know, when you have a problem, they don't want to hear. And admitting a problem, that you have a problem, is the hardest thing to do.
Right.
Of course, you have to be honest to yourself first.
Yeah, no, to be honest with you, but I told you to admit to yourself that you have a problem. This is the hardest thing to do, because some people like build an avatar out of them, you know, build their own avatar, build a hero that they want to be, and they live through it, but it's not who they are. And eventually you get tired, you get wasted, you be in pain. You cannot play that role all the time. And when people see through you, see who you really are, you know, this is when you fall down. This is when you truly fall down. This is where people get depressed, and this is where everything starts. Everything through this, for not admitting and for creating something that you're not, only to be accepted or to be successful or to do something bigger. But there's a way. Just like let your ego go, call Daria, contact Daria, and you know, work on yourself in a different way.
I loved the breathing exercises that she was doing in the trainings. You know, I'm also a huge fan of breathing exercises, and I practice them. And we did also Wim Hof back in the days all together and all that stuff. And I think it's extremely important to teach not only the professional fighters, because in the camp there were not only professional fighters. We had kids, we had amateurs and whatever, you know. And to teach all these people, you know, techniques that can help them in life generally, not only in the professional sport. In the sport of kickboxing, that is at the moment maybe in a very strange place, I would say, because we have the expansion of MMA in the last 2 decades. The boxing is always up and down,
always there.
Still, but it's always there. But kickboxing somehow, I think professional kickboxing suffered a little bit due to the MMA, don't you think? Andrei, what do you think about it? Is MMA taking a little bit of the fame from the kickboxing, from the K1, from all this stuff? Or is there a way that these sports can run parallelly very well? Or is it kickboxing coming back maybe even?
In my opinion, MMA took a little bit of kickboxing's fame, but kickboxing, you can see very good and kickboxing quality only in good organizations, like Glory, like One, and if you see, and the matchup is very good. MMA will not take anything from kickboxing.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to not lose quality is the matchmaking.
Mm-hmm.
So if the matchmakers from good kickboxing organizations, if they do a great job,
mm-hmm.
kickboxing will never lose. No?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, from my opinion, MMA, in UFC you have the best MMA.
Yeah.
Why? Because they have the best marketing.
Yes.
Okay, they have the best stories. But if kickboxing knows to do a very good marketing,
mm-hmm.
the organizations, if they know how to do good stories, kickboxing will never lose.
Yeah.
You'll every time you'll have good heroes, you know. But in my opinion, kickboxing from now they do a very good they do a very good work, but they need to practice a little bit on marketing.
Mm-hmm.
They have to make better stories of their heroes.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
And they have to create heroes.
Create heroes.
Yes,
They have to create
heroes.
Yeah,
And
through marketing.
And through marketing, they have
through
to create heroes, but they have to give what to their heroes, the very good stories. They have to work more on them, on their image. No,
Of course.
So this is the difference between
K1 did. Like
yes,
early
Yes.
K1 did
Yes.
it.
The K1
K1 did
K1,
it. They created heroes from the countries
Yeah.
to be the country. Every country had their own hero,
Yeah.
and that's why it was popular. And now they just took one or two guys that are making the most mess and selling pay-per-views, and they put them on a spotlight. And every other is like, okay, it's making a fight card, you know, just to make a fight card. And they put all around 2 or 3 names, and this is bad. This is what's
So when you speak about MMA, you speak about UFC, okay? I don't like to watch other organizations because they don't have good stories about their fighters, but UFC has.
Yeah.
So, but when you speak about kickboxing, you speak of at least one more organization than MMA has. Okay, Glory and one, and maybe some other organization who they have a good job or more heroes, no? So that's what kickboxing needs to learn, from my opinion. Much better marketing.
Yeah.
Do you like to watch MMA, Sergej, sometimes as well, or?
Actually, I don't watch fights at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even kickboxing fights.
Not
Maybe
even
only when you're preparing your.
Not even kickboxing fights. No, I just don't watch it. Like I told you that in sauna, there always when we come to the table, there always was some fights going on. You look a little bit. That's it. I don't like to, because I do it for many years every day. I'm so
Tired already.
Yeah, the same thing for me. I don't like to discuss fights or something. When friends of mine asking me,
You saw the fight?
so you saw the fight, or what do you think about that, or what do you think about your last fight or next fight? Please, let me talk with my coach and my team about that. Let's have a drink, let's have a coffee or something. Yeah.
Same thing.
The same thing.
I realize that, because I have had a lot of great fighters in my podcast, and I actually always went into the direction, like today as well, not to discuss too much about the fights, about the next matchup, about the last, who was better, who was worse, whatever. Because I realized very, very soon, or at the beginning of my podcast, that you guys don't really, all of them and you guys are very polite, and they're going to give you an answer and question like this, but not so likely as when we talk about some essential things, about life, about everything what is going on around the professional sports.
But I think it's also,
we're
look,
in.
you had your Iri on, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like when you reach a certain level in this sport, you understand just different things. That is not just about we know that, right? Technique fighting, but there's a bigger picture, right? You see yourself in the bigger picture. You grow and you open your mind and you understand life on such a different level. I mean, I love following Yuri, for example.
Once I was living for 5 weeks in Big Bear Lake, in boxing camp, and there Big Bear Lake, California.
Yeah.
Abel Sanchez was the coach of the Golovkin, Kovalev. I was 5 weeks there, and we did morning trainings, we eat, we slept. Then the second training, it was about 2 p.m. It was really something new, for me. And after that, again we eat and we rest, we chill, we watch some boxing matches with the guys, because you live with
all these guys,
with the boxing guys, and you watch, you analyze, you look, because there's nothing else to do there. You're in the mountains.
Yeah.
Nothing else to do. And in my life, I live by the schedule. Each minute is programmed for something. I don't have time. And when you're going your brain is going like this, watch the fights, analyze.
Yeah.
It's too much for
too
me.
much.
Yeah. But when you're in the mountains, that's the best thing to do. Watch other fights, not you.
So between the trainings, they didn't relax or something like that. They just watch the fights or something.
Yeah, it's not like it was for relaxing.
They didn't know me. I'm gonna bring my PlayStation.
There was a PlayStation. Actually, there was. Sometimes we played PlayStation. Sometimes we just had a walk to the mountains. But sometimes still we sit and just eat some snacks and just watch the fights. It was like fun, because they live that life.
Yeah.
The pro boxers, they live that life.
Look, Lomachenko, right? I'm a huge fan of Lomachenko. His training schedule, insanely. But he trains his mind also. He trains mindfulness, presence, all that stuff, attention training. But he lives it. And he built his character around that. That's just who he is. He lives and
those boxers, the managers are bringing them there. They paying for everything. They give money to their families to stay at home. Everything is, set. Then you have no problems. You just have to, think about the training, the preparation to grow and to be best version of yourself. And then when you become a champion, you start to earn big money, then everyone around you gonna be happy, because everyone gonna get a cut. In our sport, it's different. You have to work like a slave to be alive.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, or you have to do some other things so you can manage. You have a better life and you can focus on your sport. But you have to do it like Misha does a lot of things,
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. A lot of things. But that's why I got to the point now when just break.
Yeah, but
I just didn't want nothing. Yeah, it was too much. And I started to think, what can I do else in life if I quit, kickboxing? But inside of me, I was in the place like this one time many years ago. But I didn't burned out. I just always didn't have the money, and I was sick of it. I had a girlfriend there. And she started to talk about, the family, and my mother was talking about you start to live normal life like everybody. Find a job like everybody. Get a salary and be normal like everybody. And I hate it so much. I don't want to be everybody. I want to be me. But actually I braked and I quit. And again, the life is a beautiful thing. They give you a chance. I went to Norway, worked there for 11 days, 7 days at home. Traveling is paid, living and staying there, and food is paid. They give you everything for work. Work isn't hard. You're coming back at 2000 2008 and 2009. I get 2,000 euros then. It was a big money. I had two good cars, big BMW, big Mercedes. I lived in a huge apartment in the old town of my city. I have so much friends, so much girlfriends every day. They just changed. Everybody was like, pick me today, pick me today. I get everything, I got everything that a simple man can have. I bought everything that every man would like to have. But still, I remember the feeling here. There's a new iPhone. You don't look at the price, you just buy it. I always, when I was a kid, I wanted to go to Egypt, see the pyramids. Let's go. I took some blonde, random blonde. We go to the pyramids. I was happy, and you know, like a pool, but no water in it. You take a bucket.
Interesting metaphor.
You fill a bucket.
But it's always empty.
To the pool, and it's like, wow, but tomorrow it's empty again. And you feel that something is wrong. You have everything that you dreamed of when you was young, but still you're not happy. You're not full. You're empty.
Very nice.
And then again, like I said, life is a beautiful thing. Got me a chance to come back and come back so strong. I wasn't training for 10 or 11 months. I start to do alcohol, start to smoke, because in the work, if you don't smoke, you work. You know, smoke times. Yeah. So I got a chance to come back, and I didn't know who I'm gonna fight. I just wasn't just drinking that the day after work and say, you want to come back? And I was thinking, well, nobody is pressing me right now. I have money. I have my own life. I can choose whatever I want. Why not to have fun? Because before I just went for a fight just for fun, because it was fun for me to the way that I can express myself and not make any problems for anybody. So I went there, and the opponent was one small guy named Jeff Monson. A few weeks before me, he just fought for UFC heavyweight title, and only lose by points to Tim Sylvia at that time. And I even had him on an armbar. I had the armbar, I had it locked so good, and I was ripping his arm off. And the moment, like, life is a beautiful thing. He gives you life gives you presence, but at the same time, life can give you
slaps.
Really, really hard slaps. Yeah, to bring you back to reality. Yeah. And I had a cramp from my ass to the toes. I thought my muscles were gonna just rip apart. So strong, because my body wasn't prepared at all.
Prepared for that.
I had only 1 week. And I get that opportunity just because some guy, the local star, had an injury, and they, look for someone, and there's when I come in. So I relaxed the legs a little bit. He took the arm out, and the next round I just go there like a dummy. I didn't feel my body. And he choked me with the undercorner choke. And then I come back home with a loss. But you know what? I feel myself full again.
All right. The pool was
alive,
full
alive. Yeah. I felt the joy, the pleasure that, man, I'm a human being, I'm a person, I'm alive. I want to live.
Fuck the iPhone and all that other stuff.
For sure. And I understood that some guys train all their lives, sweating every day. They don't get the chance that I just get to fight a mega superstar, known worldwide. And I had the opportunity to win. and I didn't do it. So, because I wasn't prepared. So, give a word to myself, next time, when I had an opportunity like this, I'm gonna be prepared more than 100%.
Very good.
And from that time, I came back. And that now, when I had the same thoughts, I was asking myself, do you want to feel like this, like before, or not? Start searching for the answer. What you need to change, what you need to do. I'm 34 years old. Yeah, I'm not a youngest guy in the game, but I'm not the oldest.
Still, of course.
I still.
And you're in the best years for a heavyweight.
Yes, for a heavyweight. I'm in the best years. So I need to find, the key, and life bring me here.
Yes, and actually, it's a very nice combination. Even here, you have on one side Daria with all that emotion control and mindfulness.
Because before when I started to look for the answers of the psychological state of mind, I started to read books, go to seminars, watch video seminars, audio books, audio seminars. I did a lot of stuff. Sometimes it helps, but sometimes when you're trying to do like meditation by yourself, sometimes it works, but sometimes that inner voice is telling you, "Who do you joking?" Yeah. Like you don't know what you are doing. So.
Yeah, but it's similar with kickboxing. You don't go do kickboxing by yourself, right? You have your coach. You have a coach who guides you. Like that's my role then.
Yeah. So the best thing, if you cannot do it by yourself, find someone who can guide you, who can help you.
Yeah.
This could be also
and one more thing that I'm telling in all my seminars: invest in yourself, because it's the best investment that you can do in your life.
Yeah.
You will carry it for all your life. iPhone, next year you're going to be an old phone, but the knowledge is the main thing.
How do you deal with that, Andrei? That materialistic kind of stuff, and then again, a spiritual or mind thing that you have. How do you balance that in a good way?
Well,
or what are you teaching your kids about it? Maybe
I try to learn new things every time, to evolve mentally, spiritually, because I'm even if I'm like that, relaxed, and I like to have good people around me and good energy and have some jokes, but I'm focused. I'm very focused. I see my goal and I work.
That's a very good work ethic.
Yeah, and I work for it, but I like to be relaxed and have fun and have good energy, because that's how I build myself like that, But you said about materialistic.
Yes. Because you have little children, and sometimes nowadays, the parents are giving to the children everything, just to keep them quiet, and I think this is a huge mistake,
I'm not doing like Miša. we have 3 kids, both of us, I'm just joking, and
just keep joking.
Yeah. I like, in my opinion, the best way we can change the world is giving a very good education to our kids. From my opinion, is the best education is the best thing you can get in your life from your parents. So, in my opinion, you don't have to give everything to your child. They have to work for it. They have to deserve it. Like I have a story. Like my boys are in school now, and they go after school. And the only one who hasn't, who they don't have a phone, they are my kids.
Good,
you know.
amazing.
But I had to I had to buy them the phone because every kid from the after school they have a phone, you know. But for that phone,
how old are they?
8 and 6.
Oh my God.
Only the older one has a phone. And I put him to deserve that phone, you know. Not to. He cried every day because everybody else had it, you know. I swear to you, he cried a couple of months, you know. And I tried to explain him that I tell him that father, we don't have money now. Father has to work, you know. Father has to work to buy you a phone, and he understands it, you know. And I told him, you have to have good grades in your school. You have to be a good boy, and stuff like that, you know. And from this with these things, I try to learn them that from an early age you have to work for everything you desire, and this is the lessons I want to give to my kids. They have to work, you know. They have to work for what they want.
Very good. Yes.
Nothing comes for free. Yeah, nothing.
Because we are going to need in the future. This world is going to need healthy children, you know, and it's we really, I think, have to take care for each single one of them, because they don't have it easy nowadays with all that situation. And I am learning that we can learn so much from them as well, you know. I'm learning so much from my daughter, you know. Okay, she's now at the university already and stuff, you know, but it's a certain exchange of, you know, we have to be open also for the new generation and their opinion. This podcast is watched probably by a lot of young people who are interested in our sports, you know, maybe teenagers and stuff like this. And I'm always saying that we have to open up for their opinion. We have to take them seriously as well, you know, and only like this they're gonna be open also for our experiences that we have. And I know that Miša is also, whenever he's working with the fighters, wherever he's working with other athletes, he is also learning from them, right?
Yeah,
don't
that's
you?
what I keep saying. It's the transfer of knowledge, and if it's only one way, it's not good. Then you push. If he only learns from me, then I push only my knowledge into him. But if I learn from him also, I try to adapt my knowledge to what he already knows, and this is what makes him better. Not by excluding all the things that he does and pushing my style or my techniques to him. No, I have to learn from him to see who he is, what he does, how he does it, and then I can implement my knowledge to him. So he can take just the things that he needs to build up his style, not to change his style. The biggest mistake coaches do whenever you go in a world is they try to push you of doing their thing, you know, to represent their style. And it's good. You cannot change a build-up fighter. He's a champion with what he does. You know, it would be stupid for me to try to change him, because they're already successful. They're doing their things, they're winning, they're at the top. You know, why would I change them?
I have the same opinion. I hate when coaches trying to change you like they are.
Yeah, but 80% of them
because
does
it's an ego thing,
Improve
right?
it.
They impose
Improve
their
what
ego on
he
you.
has already.
Of course.
Why would I do it? You know, I can show the thing that I do better, and I can, okay, you can implement this in what you do. You do your thing like that, and you do it on the end, but just add up this detail, add up that detail, took this detail away. This is what I can do to him, you know?
Because being a coach is a power position, right? We can't forget that. And a lot of people who go into coaching, it's because of the ego and it's of the power. They won't like to hear me saying that, but it is what it is, right?
But it's all about, sorry for I'm just gonna step. It's all about taking the credit. How can I take credit of training Andrei, because Andrei came to me as a champion?
Of course.
You know, I can take credit of helping him in a period of his preparation for something, but I cannot take a credit of
what he is.
Of creating him. No, he's already created. He's already a name. He's already, like Sergej also. He came here, you know, and you know, it's a stupid thinking that, oh, you got them to take credit. How can I ever in my life take credit for him? You know, he's a better fighter than I ever was and I ever, you know, would have been. You know, my goal is to help him with the problem he has now. You know, just to help him like lose the weight and get back on his track. This is what I can help him. Not teaching him my techniques. I will show him my techniques, and you know, I will try to make it interesting for him. But even if he trains with me for 5 years, I could never take credit for him. It's a stupid way of thinking. Yeah.
And for the end, guys, once again, thanks to Kregatin. You can find it on kregatin.com. They are our sponsors for this episode. Subscribe this channel, leave the comments, so you're gonna win this hoodie maybe, or this Kregatin stuff. For the end, I just want to ask you all, you are guests in Misha's and my city here in Serbia. How do you like it? What are your impressions? You're not first time here. You're not first time here. Are you first time in Serbia?
First time, yeah.
Yeah? So I mean, you're since 4 days here. You've been training twice a day, so you probably haven't seen a lot yet.
No, I didn't see a lot.
Yeah, but do you feel well here in our country?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I feel well. Only the one story I was telling everyone around here, that I was in a small market, I was in a small shop.
Yeah.
And I just vitrina.
The cash box.
No. The vitrina is like a fridge, and I told her the lady, can you give me this? And she didn't understand why, and I told it in Russian. You know? And the guy back there
behind you,
yeah, behind me, that was working. He said, "Oh, Ruski, something like." I said, No, I'm from Lithuania. Lithuania? What you doing in Serbia?
yeah, like.
And it was like, that was like a awkward situation, you know. What you doing here? Like, no, you know, I'm a simple person. Yeah. I'm a simple person. I like simple things, and even at my home, I don't walk to the shop. Even if it's like 300 meters, I go with the car. And here I'm walking. I'm looking at people around me, the buildings, everything. It's good, simple life, but the life is happening here, like everywhere.
Yes.
So I cannot tell you nothing bad about Serbia.
Fair enough.
Actually,
I'm going to show you some nice places in the next couple of days.
If I will have an opportunity to explore, go somewhere, visit some places, and for tourists and not for tourists, you know, then I can tell you more. Yes. But for a few days that I'm here, I cannot say nothing bad.
How about you two guys? You were here.
Usual, you know, like Eastern European country, like in our countries.
Yes. You like it here?
I've been many times.
I know
all the restaurants, all the clubs, everything.
All the spas.
All the spas, yes, all the hotels. I know everything. I like food. I like the people. I like. They are very organized, very clean city. I like it very much. Really, I like it. And I like it better in the summertime. This weather. I don't like this weather.
Of course.
You know, but I like most of the people knows English. You know, that was
the thing that I noticed, because in our country not everybody knows English.
That's very good. I noticed that when I was in your country.
Really?
You were like, huh?
But no.
I speak Serbian. They understand more Serbian than English.
Yeah, because you use the Russian bad words.
No, you just taught me the bad words. I didn't know them then.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you guys again for this wonderful talk. Susanna is going to do the last gong for this podcast, as we sometimes do here in a Nikola Radin Way podcast. Susanna, please come on in and give us the last one. Thank you very much, guys, for being the guests. And I hope that Miša is also very happy and proud that you have been the guests of his
I'm blessed
camp.
to have you here. More than happy.
Suzička, you have the yin and yang gong today. Yeah. That's fantastic. Suzička is our guardian angel. Nice. Suzička, give one big one. Thank you very much.
Looks like
now we do kung fu.
Looks like the end of a therapy session.
Yeah, number 55. Thank you very much.